There's one thing more valuable than money, and it's not gold. It's something that I feel if the world really did end and we ended up in some kind of post-apocalyptic Fallout world, instead of using bottle caps for currency, we would use Stanley cups. Now you can probably tell just by looking at me, I don't own a Stanley cup. I don't have that sparkle in my eye that hasn't fixed that hole in my soul like it has for so many others. And I don't really get it. Not gonna lie to you, it seems like just a pretty standard receptacle for liquid. But people go ballistic for Stanley cups. And one woman not only stole $2,500 worth of Stanley cups, she then went on a high-speed police chase in order to try and keep her treasure. That was the one piece, and the cops weren't letting her get away with it.
High-speed chases are always intense, but this one from Ohio had a twist. A woman led officers on a 115-mile-per-hour pursuit along I-75 after stealing thousands of dollars worth of merchandise, including everyone's favorite trend, the iconic Stanley cups.
115 miles per hour, that's no joke. That is certified zooming. This lady was tearing up the roads like she was Dominic Toretto looking to steal DVD players and VCRs.
No, I'm not sure what the product she had in the bags, but I know that it was the 2 bog bags and then product was stuffed in there.
Gotcha. What is your first name?
Melissa.
I'm going to send you a link. Can you send me that video?
Absolutely. We just did this on Monday.
Melissa here mentions that she doesn't know exactly what was stolen, but knows that there was a lot of product in 2 bog bags. I once again showing how out of touch I am. I don't even know what the fuck a bog bag is. To me, that sounds like something from Star Wars that you'd leave the cantina with. But Melissa went out and filmed this lady who had shoplifted from them and then gave that video to the police when they arrived. And she just looks exhausted. The police get there and ask if she can send the video, and she goes, "Yep, we did this on Monday." Like, it's just part of the routine here. Like, the way she's acting about this is the same way I act when someone insta-locks Black Widow in my Marvel Rivals lobby. I just let out a huge sigh.
After receiving a statement from the manager, officers had a full description of the suspect. It was time to search for the thief. Moments later, officers spotted the vehicle, and a high-speed chase ensued as they attempted to apprehend the suspect.
We are eastbound on North Dixie Highway.
Because of the video Melissa filmed, they were able to get the whole kit and caboodle on the vehicle that the shoplifter was driving, and then they just so happened to have a random NPC encounter out on the road where they saw the vehicle. They flipped on the sirens, and the Stanley Cup super soldier cracked her knuckles and said, "It's playtime." So she goes pedal to the metal off rip, but the astute observers amongst you will have noticed she didn't forget the road rules. She didn't just wipe her ass with etiquette. She used her turn signal in order to start the pursuit. So she turns right and then steps on it.
If someone can communicate to this Perrysburg Township unit behind me to come take the one position, I'll give it up. Ran the red light at Fort Meigs Boulevard, westbound. At the traffic light at Davis Commons and Jefferson Street through.
Now, of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit by saying she stepped on it. She's pushing that car to its limits, but it's just chugging along at like a casual 50 to 60. It's not even really going that much over the speed limit. The big thing is she's running red lights. She's not pulling any kind of crazy maneuvers. She's not fucking spinning it 360 degrees and barrel rolling and ramping it off of a parked tow truck or anything. But she is doing her best to try and elude the officers here on this pursuit, all just to hold on to a couple goodie bags of Stanley cups, fucking beverage containers. Now, of course, they are worth a couple $1,000s, but even still, the charges she would be facing for that theft were significantly smaller than what she's going to be facing for this pursuit.
That intersection, we're coming up to the diverging diamond here at 75, 475 split. Get back on 475 southbound. Out on 25. She just took a pit on her.
Now, it doesn't feel like this pursuit went on that long, and it doesn't ever seem like it reached 115 miles per hour unless it was briefly where it cuts away from the dash cam footage to the officer's body cam, which is possible. But then, like, 4 other cop cars spawn in and one of them pit maneuvers her. How did they even get there so quick? Were there just, like, 4 other officers lurking like sharks in the water waiting for a pursuit to pop off? They heard the call and they're like, poof, like, just go hog wild towards it? Or maybe the perception of time is a little skewed here because maybe we don't see the entire chase, which I think is the more likely explanation. Because there's just no way that many officers would have been able to reach this point that quickly. Because it feels like the chase only went on for like a minute and a half at most.
Stealing from Dick's.
The chutzpah to ask the cops what I do. As if she's just totally innocent here. Like, let's just assume she didn't know that they were aware that she stole from Dick's Sporting Goods, right? You just went on a high-speed pursuit. What do you mean, what did I do? Pardon me, officer, I was under the impression this is a free country. You're telling me I can't engage in a little high-speed police pursuit? What happened to freedom, What happened to freedom? This country's gone to the birds.
Ball bag, $100 ball bag.
Come down here and play it.
Thanks, guys.
Get caught up to do it too.
Thank you, guys.
The officer rolls up and they exchange fist bumps, congratulating him on a job well done with the pit maneuver. Hey, brother, that pit, Insano style, excellent work, gnarly. Pats him on the ass or something. They just look like they're having a great time. Like, it looks like they're just having a lot of fun. I half expected them to thank her for letting them go on this high-speed police chase.
You did a felony.
Big reward.
You can go to prison now for stealing some clothes. That's stupid.
Guess what? Slap on the wrist.
All for a little stuff.
Yeah, for a misdemeanor. Kind of dumb, but
What do you need help with?
I got a tow truck coming. I'm just gonna get our evidence here and go from there.
They gotta set up hook here, though.
I thought you guys had it boxed in there, but
Look at all that loot in the trunk there. Those Stanley cups popping out like uniques in Path of Exile here. Holy. Like one of the officers mentioned, it was a misdemeanor and then all this hoopla has turned it into a felony. I mean, it is a lot of money worth of Stanley Cups. The merchandise apparently came out to like $2,500. Like, that's a lot. But it's probably not worth throwing your whole life away on this police chase for.
I mean, I just want to call and make sure my baby back with my daughter. That's it.
if you would have stopped in Finley, and we would have wrote you a court date and you would have left. And then you could have called your dad, or your baby dad, and your
I didn't
daughter.
know how Finley works, so I wanted to get to Toledo.
Toledo, and now what's
And
happening?
then I
You
went
got a
to
felony.
Perrysburg, and then I'm like, fuck Perrysburg, so I was like, let me get to Toledo.
It's terrible excuses. All right, but no, you're not going to use your phone anytime soon. So sit tight.
So this kind of confirms what I was saying earlier, that this must have spanned many different areas over the course of a longer period of time than the video lets on, because now she's in a different county and it's really blown it way up. So she's saying that, oh, she wanted to get somewhere else because she doesn't know how it works over there and wanted to get over here, and the officer's like, that's fucking stupid. I don't know how she thought that excuse would work or what the thought process was, because as the officer mentioned, if she had just pulled over initially, it would have been like a simple, quick procedure. She would have just left, but instead she stretched it out over the course of many miles, and she's like, well, there's a reasonable explanation for that, officer. I didn't know how it worked over there, so I wanted to get over here. But what seems to be the problem? And the officer actually gets really upset by her. Like, he goes in. He starts mocking her and insulting her. He was just kind of, like, fed up with her shit.
Enjoy the
Well, I had a newborn baby. I just need. Can you call him?
Let me tell you something right now. I am being a dick. I don't give a shit. Okay, you know how many lives you're just putting danger out there? Myself, all these officers, all the citizens out there, and then you're worried about your little baby. You could have stayed home and taken care of him like a good mom.
I am.
That shit sounded like an Xbox Live lobby right there. He just starts going in. So, he's not wrong. She did put everyone on the road's life at risk with the way she was driving. We didn't get to see all of it, but she was running red lights and weaving between cars. And it apparently did reach over 115 miles per hour. That's not Weenie Hut Jr. That's not nothing. And she tries to use the excuse that she has like a newborn baby at home. Don't really see what that has to do with anything here. I have a newborn, and he refuses to drink out of any chalice that's not a Stanley cup. What was I supposed to do, officer? I had to steal all $2,500 worth of Stanley cups. I had no choice. And then I had to go on a long police pursuit to try and maintain it, or else my baby would have died without Stanley cups. You don't get it. Dude wasn't having any of that. Puts on, like, his mocking voice and then calls her a bad mom, which she is. She is objectively a terrible mother.
Good work. Good work, officer. Good work. Fucking dumbasses. For a fucking purse. Y'all slow as fuck. Did all that shit for a purse, and they just fucked my car up. Nah, I really ain't gotta pay for my car.
But you fucked your whole life up for some Stanley cups. I would argue that's far stupider. Now, you could make the argument that it wasn't worth the pursuit since they already had, like, her license plate or everything. And I've definitely seen that pop up when, like, looking at police chases in LA. Because sometimes the officers will just be like, alright, enough is enough, it's getting too dangerous, we'll just go ahead and arrest them later since we have all their info. I feel like that probably would have been an option here, considering they had the license plate and everything about the car, but I guess they didn't have any information about the owner, nor did they have the evidence that she stole, so perhaps they felt that they needed to engage in the pursuit, otherwise they wouldn't be able to arrest her later. Couldn't really tell you.
And he keeps touching my motherfucking wallet like you about to touch my money. Why is y'all in my money? Thief ass pigs. Your mama bitch and your ugly ass kids bitch.
How peculiar. She likes to steal, but doesn't like to be stolen from. Hypocrite. I just love that she calls them thieves. That was just like the icing on top of the cake. Thieves! It's disgraceful! Disgusting! How could you? Now, who knows? Maybe they did actually take money out of her wallet. That has happened before. I've definitely read about that. It's possible. I don't know. I don't have the body cam footage for that. But I can't help but giggle that she steals, goes on the high-speed police pursuit, gets arrested, and then gets mad that they're going through her things. Anyway, though, that's about it. See ya.